What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today I'm going to teach you how to set up your ROCKnGo 8-inch portable PA speaker. This is the perfect speaker to bring on the go for any parties, smaller speaking events or performances, karaoke, and much more. Now the wheels on the bottom of the speaker as well as the handle on top make it easy to bring to any gig or event, and the handles on the side of the speaker make it easy to carry around as well. So as you can see, you'll get the speaker itself along with an aux cable, an RCA to aux cable, a wireless remote control, a microphone, an attachable mic holder that we can set up to the side of the speaker, and a power cable. So the first thing we can do to set it up is take the included power cable, take the female end and plug it into the back of the speaker, then take the other end and plug that into a power outlet. Now the cool thing about this power cable is that it will actually charge up the speaker so we can use it later on without having to plug it into power. We can also use the 12-volt battery ports on the back here to charge up the speaker with an external power source. Then to have the speaker run off the battery, we'll want to flip the switch all the way to the bottom to battery power mode, but for now we'll flip it all the way up to have it running through the power cable. Now as I mentioned before, the ROCKnGo comes with an attachable mic holder that we can set up to the side of the speaker. To do that, we'll just line up the mic holder to the two holes here on the right side of the speaker. Then we can use the included screws to keep the mic holder in place. So next we can set up the included microphone. For this we'll need to grab a pair of AA batteries. Then we'll just want to unscrew this bottom cap here to reveal the battery compartment. Put the batteries in, and then we'll put the end cap back onto the microphone. Now to test out the speaker, we'll actually want to press this input button here to take it off standby mode. So now we can raise the mic volume on our speaker. Then we can raise the main volume here all the way at the end. So now if I turn on my microphone, you should be able to hear my voice coming out of the speaker. It's also worth noting that you can set the microphone into standby mode by flipping the power switch to the middle. Now on top of the wireless microphone, we can also use the 2 1/4-inch mic inputs on the top of the speaker to set up additional microphones as well. You would just want to be sure to use a female XLR cable to 1/4-inch cable for these mic inputs here. We also have the XLR input on the back of the speaker, so we can set up a microphone with a regular XLR cable. You'll just want to be sure to set the input mode to aux 3 to use the XLR connection. Now if we keep following the inputs on top of the speaker, we have the aux 1 3.5mm input here that we can use to connect a smartphone or tablet. You'll just want to be sure to set the input mode to aux 1 to hear this source. We also have the USB and memory card inputs that we can use to hear music from these sources. For either of these connections, we'll want to make sure that the input is set to USB mode. The ROCKnGo 8 also gives us the ability to set up a guitar or line level instrument through the guitar input here on the top. So once you plug your instrument into the input, you'll just want to raise the guitar volume here on the front of the speaker. Then you'll want to make sure that the volume knob is set up as well. Raise the volume on your instrument, and then you should hear your guitar or instrument coming through the speaker. We also have the 1/4-inch TRS input on the back of the speaker as well. Again, we'll want to make sure that the input is set to aux 3 to hear it come out of the speaker. On top of that, we have a RCA line input and output on the back of the speaker. Now you can use the included RCA to aux cable to connect your smartphone and tablet through this connection as well. You would just take the RCA end and plug it into the RCA input on the back of the speaker, then take the aux cable end and plug that into your device. This will also work if you wanted to connect a mixer to the ROCKnGo through the RCA input. And you can use the RCA line output to connect the ROCKnGo to an external speaker for an even bigger setup. For this setup, you would need an RCA cable. Take one end of the cable and plug it into the RCA output on your ROCKnGo. Then take the other end and plug that into the RCA line input on the next speaker. Now to hear any of these setups through the speaker, you'll want to make sure the input is set to aux 2. Now another really cool feature on the ROCKnGo is this echo knob here that we can use to give our voice an echoey effect. We can also really dial in the sound coming out of the speaker by using the bass and treble knobs here. So the bass knob will affect all of the low-end frequencies coming out of the speaker, and the treble knob will affect all of the high-end frequencies coming out of the speaker. And we can set these knobs accordingly depending on our sound preference. So now let's go through all the buttons on the front of the speaker. So this record button here will actually record anything going into the speaker to your USB drive. And to hear it back, we can press this record play button right next to it. This mic priority button will actually lower the music coming out of the speaker while talking into your wireless microphone. The repeat button will repeat any tracks that you're listening to through the speaker. Next, we have the previous or rewind, pause or play, and fast forward or skip buttons that we can use to control music playback. And then we have the input and standby button that we can use to switch between sources or set the speaker to standby mode when we're not using it. We can also use these features through the wireless remote control. The ROCKnGo 8 also has Bluetooth compatibility that we can use to pair a smartphone or tablet. For this setup, you'll want to press the input button until you get to Bluetooth mode. You'll know the speaker is set to Bluetooth mode once you hear that sound. Next, on your smartphone or tablet, you'll want to search for the device labeled ROCKnGo 8. Click on it to pair, and you'll know your smartphone or tablet is connected once you hear those chimes. So let's hear how the speaker sounds. Woo! Really loud sound for such a small speaker, which is what makes it perfect to bring to any gig or event or party. Very nice. Now this is a great setup for karaoke sessions as well. If we use the connected device to look up a karaoke version of a song on the YouTube app and use the wireless microphone to sing along while the music plays in the background. So I hope this showed you guys how easy it is to set up your ROCKnGo 8-inch portable PA speaker. However, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always guys, I'm Perry from Rockville, and I'll see you next time.